Good afternoon and welcome back to Fairweathertrains. Today we're going to talk about model train manufacturers and their quality control procedures, or rather how effective they are or not. We do hear a lot on YouTube and Reddit and Facebook of people buying brand new engines and they're awash with problems, new from the box. So as a very unscientific experiment, I've gathered together all the engines I have bought in the past year or thereabouts. It's not an exact science, and we'll have a quick look at them just to see what they are and see how many of them had to be sent back. So you can see them all piled up there. Before anybody says, God, he must be made of money, all of these would have been drastically reduced at the time of purchase. That, of course, may actually be relevant to the quality of the locos in the boxes. I'd like to think not, but it could be. So first of all, we're not going to run them or anything, we're just going to have a quick look. So first of all is this Bachmann Prairie loco, American thing with steam and lights. That was from Jadlam, I think, for less than 50 quid. Not a problem with that, perfect. Next was the A1 Knight of the Thistle. This was vastly reduced, I think, at Hatton's, or could have been Rails. I don't know. Most of these are from either Rails, TMC or Hatton's. This one, stunning, not a problem. Now we've got the Hornby B12. There's another good looking job. This had to be sent back. This is the first one that went back due to a motor that you could fry eggs on. The replacement was fine. That was Rails, I think. So that was the first Duff one. Then we got the Bachmann Class 24. In the RTC blue and red livery. Yep, fantastic thing, no problems at all. I think I may have done a video on that one, not sure. Then we've got a Helgen Class 33 with lights. Not a problem with this. Really good, well worth the money. Seeing it was Helgen, you was all expecting that to be a Duff one, weren't you? Well, let's do another one. Helgen Class 17. This one I actually bought from Helgen themselves at one of the shows, and they told me this had an uprated motor, and it's been perfect. Fantastic runner. Then we've got one from TMC. This is the EFE Class 58 in EWS livery. I think I've done a video on this as well. Lovely looking thing. Runs really well, but this is a replacement. The first one had to go back due to it. I think it didn't even work. It was just dead, if I remember correctly. Whatever it was, there was something wrong with it. So this one went back, so that's another one on the shit pile. Then we've got the Rapido Hunslet in Nassington Green, DC version. Can't remember where this came from. I think it may have been, well, it was a proper retailer at one of the shows. And it cost, I think we paid 105 in the end, I don't know. But yeah, it was brand new. Ran like a bag of 50p's when I got it home. Absolutely awful. Constant jerking all the time. Terrible. I sent it back to Rapido after a couple of weeks, actually, pretty quick. It came back. It's absolutely blinding now, and the report was all the pickups were filthy. Apparently it was new, and it wasn't running dirt, if you like. I don't know what it was, whether it was oil, they didn't say. But yeah, Hunslet, 16-inch Hunslet. Went to Rapido, but when I got it, it was appalling. We've got another Helgen. It's a nice class 14. I'm trying to remember myself what this looked like, because you've run this for a while. Ah, it's that one. Yeah, the pale blue BP livery. Yep, no problems with that one. Very nice runner. Again, that's 3 Helgens and not a duff one yet. Then from the same place the Rapido Hunslet came from, we had the Hornby Peckett, the Earl. Not a problem with this. Definitely highly recommended engine, this one. Nearly all metal, runs fantastically. Yeah, not a problem. More than happy with that. Then there was the Hornby Class 71. This could well be the heaviest Hornby engine ever, because this is ridiculously heavy. But what a runner this is. Beautifully quiet, smooth, lights. Yeah, great model this one. One of Hornby's better ones, absolutely. At least modern day anyway. Yeah, fantastic one. Not a problem with that. Then we've got the Hornby Railroad, although it's Railroad Plus. It does say it on the end, Railroad Plus. Class 67, the silver one. Was an excellent runner for 5 minutes. And then it started stuttering over points, so I had a look. One of the wires, pickup wires, had come off the bogie here somewhere. And although I could have soldered it myself, I thought it's brand new. It's going back. You know, it shouldn't be like that. So I sent it back to TMC. After a week or so, a new one arrived. That one didn't work at all. I never found out what was wrong with it. I just sent it back. It was just dead as a dodo. So this is the third one. So you could say this counts as 2 duff ones, because it went back twice. This one on the other hand, brilliant, not a problem. So yeah, these are recommended cheapo one if you get it cheap enough. I can't remember what these were going for, about 40, 50 quid, brand new. Yeah, nice thing, but I had to go back twice. Then I think Rails were doing, a bit of a price cut on some Class 08s. This is a Class 08 Freightliner in the sort of orangey colour. This runs like all Bachmann's 08s, fantastic. Not a problem with that at all, absolutely perfect, well worth the 80 quid or whatever that was. And the last one I've got here is the Bachmann Class 416 2-car EMU. I got this one because I used to catch these many years ago from when I lived in Essex. It was very nice for about a week, and then it started getting hot, and then it just died. Total death. So that got sent back to TMC, who then sent it to Bachmann. Took a good 4 weeks to get this one back, but now it's lovely. So after a quick count up, that's a total of 14 new engines purchased, with 5 duff ones. So that's about a third of them were rubbish and they're brand new. But I do need to add to that also, we also got a bullet booster where the front bogie, I think it's the front one, appeared to be pushed so far into the body that it wouldn't turn on corners or bends. So that one was sent back and I declined a replacement. There was the KR Models GT3, which I definitely did a few videos on, which was just really, sadly, a heap of shit. And that went back to Rails and they tried to send me a replacement, and I had to jump in quick, say no, I don't ever want to see that again. I've definitely put some videos up of that. If I could find a running one that I did for Rails, just to show how bad it was, I'll stick that in this video somewhere, if I've still got that one. And lastly, there was a Helgen Class 07, which was bought recently for me for my birthday. And when I ran that, it ran with a massive waddle. In fact, so much so, I thought if I turned it up full speed, it would throw itself off the track. It was worse in one way, going one way than the other, but it waddled no matter what. And yeah, fishtailed as it went along. Now, what's interesting about this, I think, is I sent it back to Rails, told them what was wrong. It took them 2 weeks and 2 prodding emails from me to find out what was going on. And I'll read you the email they sent me about this Helgen Class 07. It says, upon testing, we can confirm the running wobble with the locomotive that you have been experiencing, so I should think. From testing replacement models, we can confirm that this is just a characteristic of this model due to short wheelbase and the motor and gears used during the manufacture of the model. Unfortunately, not much can be done to counteract the wobble of the locomotive when running, and this is just how the models have been manufactured. Well, I don't request or buy any models ever, unless they're cheapo ones at train fairs, without having watched some reviews. Now, I know, amongst others, Sam's Trains reviewed this one, and if it waddled like that, I'm pretty sure he would have mentioned it, and certainly from the footage it didn't, and other people have reviewed it as well. They did not waddle like that. So that says either Rails would give me a bullshit, but then they are giving me a refund, so there's no need to bullshit, or they've got a complete shitty batch from Helgen, and that's why they're outing them for, I think it's 80 quid, 84 quid, something like that. So be aware, according to Rails, if you fancy one of those cheapo Helgen Class 07s, it's going to run like a duck. And it's not just a small wobble or waddle, it's bad, it's like a fan, it is fishtailing. So that makes a total of 17 new engines and 8 of them being duff. That's just under half. That's pretty unacceptable, isn't it, for something new and something which generally is £100 plus. I think that's pretty poor myself. But as I said earlier, they were all reduced ones, so it could be ones the manufacturers wanted to shift because they knew they were a bit iffy, and they were happy to sell them to Rails at a reduced price, so they could out them at a reduced price, and as long as they make enough profit on half of them, it doesn't matter if they get 50% of them back, because they've still made money. I don't know whether that's true, that's just speculation, and from being many years working in retail, that's the type of thing that happens. So yeah, so that was just my quick take on the new models and the current state of quality control. Bit surprised at the Rapido one, but there you go. And I've only got one Acura scale model, and that was absolutely fine. But that was bought more than a year ago. On the subject of buying new or second-hand models, at least, depending on when you're watching this weekend we'll be going to the NEC for the National Federation of Railway Modelers thingamajig, or Wally 2, whatever you want to call it. So if any of you are going and we see you there, please feel free to come up and say hello. We'll be the ones walking around without our YouTube channel on t-shirts or hats or anything like that, and we certainly won't be at any YouTubers meetups, as if there is one. I have no idea. But if you're going, hope you enjoy it, and we'll see what we can find while we're there. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you after the show at some point. Bye for now.